Tracking, alerting, protecting. This is WKYT This Morning.
Now at 6 a.m., we are on the scene of breaking news in Lexington as police are trying to figure out what has caused a driver to crash into a front yard, narrowly missing a home and going through several other yards.
The death toll in New York City is rising as crews continue to comb through what's left of buildings destroyed in a fiery explosion.
And see how a community is rallying behind a young Kentucky man who is battling cancer. Well, of those stories, we also have breaking news this morning out of the South by Southwest Festival in Austin, Texas, where a vehicle has crashed into a crowd out there. Details on that shortly. Top of the morning to you. I'm Bill Bryant.
And I'm Rebecca Smith. Quite a different feel out there than we had the beginning of the week.
That's right. We had spring. We went back to winter. Now we're going to edge back towards spring for a little while. More changes after that. Let's check in with Micah as the ride continues.
Yeah, get your ibuprofen ready, right? Headaches are to come the next 7 days because it's going to be a roller coaster ride. It'll be up and down, up and down. And you know what happens there? Get a little sinus pressure going on. First Alert Defender Live Radar. There you are in the east and southeast, and still looking at some snow showers, mainly in the higher elevations. Trying to get on out of here, but still it's going to take some time. For the rest of us, we're actually clear. It looks good, dry, 21 degrees there in Lexington, 20 in Frankfort. By the time it's all said and done, we still have another 2 hours before the sun rises. I think several of us there, I-64 northbound, will be sitting there in the teens. 38 this afternoon, sunny, chilly, but we'd have another warm-up for tomorrow and off into your St. Patty's Day weekend. I'll show you how high in just a couple of minutes.
All right, Micah, thank you. Our WKYT News team busy this morning. We're tracking new details right now about a breaking news alert in Lexington. Police have taken at least one person into custody after a fiery crash that nearly damaged a home.
This is all happening right now on Cooper Drive. WKYT's Sean Evans is there live this morning with more on what we have learned just within the past few minutes. Good morning to you, Sean.
Bill and Rebecca, good morning to you. Now, certainly more action than this quiet neighborhood is used to this early in the morning. Behind me here at the intersection of Cooper and Andover Drive, you can see police still here on scene. They're still taking a look at this light pole that this suspected drunk driver hit about an hour ago as she was passing through this intersection. Now, police are still trying to piece together the details right now, but they believe she lost control in the grass, came through the intersection, and actually went through a couple of yards before ending up in this house here behind me, again at the corner of Andover and Cooper Drive, nearly hitting the home. Now, once the car ended up here in some of this landscaping along the side, it caught fire. That's why we saw a lot of the fire presence here on scene. The Lexington Fire Department trucks, rather, they ended up having to put that fire out in the car. We're told the driver was not hurt. No one inside the home was hurt. Again, the car didn't quite hit the house, so that was a big concern at first for first responders as they got here on scene. And as you said, the driver was taken into custody. She was driven off by police, again, suspected to have been drunk when she hit this area here. So, again, we're still working to find out more details from police, and we'll have those for you here coming up in our next half hour. We're live in Lexington. Sean Evans, WKYT.
All right, Sean, thank you.
And a somewhat similar situation, but this one with deadly consequences this morning. Police in Austin, Texas say a man and woman have been killed after a drunk driver fleeing from arrest crashed through barricades set up for the South by Southwest Music Festival.
Yeah, developing story details still coming in, but 23 others have been injured, 5 of them critically. Police say the 2 people who died were on a moped that the motorist hit, along with pedestrians there who were leaving a nearby club. The drunk driver also struck a cab before jumping out of his car and trying to run from police. He was eventually hit with a stun gun by officers and has been arrested. What started out as a safety checkpoint soon led police to a string of crimes across southern Kentucky in Whitley County. Police credit teamwork between the local police department, the sheriff's office, and state police for making 3 quick arrests. It all started when an officer began chasing a truck that had been stolen out of Lexington. The driver, Sean Dopel, eventually surrendered, but the chase led police to finding a one-step meth lab that they say belonged to Andrew Mason. Those arrests then led police to finding more stolen property.
After dealing with that, we were back down the road recovering a stolen ATV. We were up on the hill in very close proximity recovering another stolen ATV.
This many arrests with separate offenders was pretty quick and a pretty big deal.
You were hearing from local officers there and the state trooper. Police arrested John Chatham for one of the stolen ATVs. Because of the success this time, all three agencies say more checkpoints could be set up in the future.
There will be more police in a Lexington neighborhood this morning after a teenager says a stranger tried to lure her into his car on her way to school. WKYT's Whitney Wetzel is tracking this case live this morning near Edith J. Hayes Middle School. Good morning.
Good morning, everyone. That girl was walking to school yesterday morning when she says a man tried to lure her into his SUV. Now, that has everyone in the Stewart Hill neighborhood on high alert this morning. An email was sent out to the residents here in this neighborhood, which is just off of Hayes Boulevard, alerting them of this incident. The email reads that a 13-year-old girl reported to school officials and her mother that a black SUV pulled up beside her and a man asked her 3 times if she needed a ride to school. The student reportedly ignored him, and that's when the man opened his vehicle door and told her to get in. She ran away and the man drove off, but obviously parents who live in this neighborhood are concerned and say they're surprised by what happened. So this morning there will be more of a police presence in this area, and officers will be stepping up patrols so that everyone here stays safe. Live in Lexington, Whitney Wetzel, WKYT.
Well, friends say it was a freak accident. A man has died after being run over by a gravel truck in his own driveway. It happened yesterday morning off Highway 1016 in Madison County. Police say the victim, Michael Williams, was behind the truck and somehow fell as it was backing up. The coroner says Williams died at the scene. The driver is not facing any charges.
We're coming up on 6:07 here on WKYT this morning, and Lexington police now say that yesterday's high winds may have caused a tower to fall, damaging several parked cars. That happened outside a roll call building on Old Frankfort Pike. No one was hurt, but 6 cars are damaged. Police say it was an auxiliary communications tower that had been there for at least 3 decades. This morning, New York City firefighters confirmed that a 6th person has died after an explosion leveled 2 buildings in Harlem.
More than 60 people were injured in the blast, and several people are still missing at this hour. Rescuers dealing with many challenges this morning as they continue to search through all this. There's a mounting pile of debris, a sinkhole from a nearby broken water pipe, and they're also dealing with plunging temperatures. Folks in the building reported smelling a strong odor of natural gas just 15 minutes before the deadly blast.
The wall started crumbling down, and it lasted for so long.
I thought the world was coming to an end.
Come on, let's go help, man.
Scary stuff. Look at those flames. The Red Cross operating out of a nearby school, helping people who've been displaced. Vietnam says the area where Chinese satellite images show what might be debris from that missing Malaysian jetliner has been thoroughly searched in recent days. The jetliner was carrying 239 people when it went missing on Saturday morning. It was flying from Kuala Lumpur to Beijing. Folks in Garrett County raised some money and lost some hair, all to help a 7-year-old boy who's battling cancer.
Really an outpouring from the community. 7-year-old Wyatt Fielder has non-Hodgkin's lymphoma. Dozens of people showed up at Garrett County High School yesterday to show their support for Wyatt by shaving their heads. Wyatt even helped with a little bit of that. His family tells us they're grateful for all the help.
It's just really incredible to see the community support, an overwhelming amount of love and support from everybody. It's just a blessing.
So far, the community has raised $10,000 for Wyatt's medical costs. If you'd like to help, we have information on how you can do that at WKYT.com. Look at that, the whole community turning out there, it looked like.
And we wish Wyatt well. Well, it's time to check how traffic is moving this morning.
Our time is 9 minutes after 6, and let's go to Officer Don and check on live drive traffic. We do have issues. Good morning, Don.
Good morning. Of course, we reported on that scene on Cooper Drive near Andover where the vehicle caught on fire after a crash last night. We have that happening. Now, as far as the circle goes, we're okay for the moment. Just check the north side. No problems from Winchester Road over to Leestown in that corridor. Still some patches of ice this morning, though, to deal with. Yeah, ice is back. Let's get a look outside at I-75, I-64 through the northern split. Looking good there, and the exit ramps are fine, too, off of I-75. On our Waze map, not too much happening. Got a couple live drive drivers on the way in, reporting patches of ice. That's the most significant thing that you may have to deal with this morning. Don't forget about that as we get a look at ways near Man of War and Winchester Road. Now back to you in the studio.
All right, a good reminder about that ice out there this morning with our temperatures in the low 20s. So, yeah, keep that in mind as you travel. And in southeastern Kentucky, a few school systems calling off today because of the winter that won't go away.
We thought we were out of the woods, didn't we?
I'm telling you. WKYT this morning just getting started. It's now 6:10.
The London Zoo will have to come up with 3 new tiger names. Meet the zoo's newest members ahead.
Good night, meteorologist Micah Harris. It is chilly outside, but hey, we got to go through today, and then we look towards St. Patty's Day weekend. It looks pretty decent. I'll show you that in a nice little warm-up. Coming up next.
Now, your zone-by-zone forecast with meteorologist Micah Harris and First Alert Defender.
First Alert Defender still a little active this morning. We can't get rid of the snow, not just yet. It's going to take some time, especially the east and southeastern zones. The rest of us, honestly, you're waking up in the central zones, northern zones, western zones, all is well. Looks pretty good. Let's work our way over toward the east, and there you are in Lawrence County, Carter, and even clipping there in Elliott County. A lot of that trying to head its way down toward the south and the southeast. However, runs into those mountains, gets a little uplift going, and there you go. Pop out a little snow. It's not much, but it's enough. Could cause some issues there on some side roads, back roads. And that goes for down toward the southeast. This looks like it's winding down at the moment, so hopefully that trend continues there in Letcher County. Now, current temperatures are in the 20s. We will finish off in the teens in a couple locations. Add a little into that, single digits and teens there for overnight wind chills. And that's what we're going to be dealing with this morning. So those little kids taking off to the bus stop, throw that jacket right over them. Check this out. This is pretty remarkable right here. Just 24 hours ago, what time is it? About 6:15. 6:15 yesterday morning, we were 41 degrees higher than where we are this morning. So we're talking some pretty different temperatures here and there with that system rolling on through. The next several days, get your Tylenol ready, get your Advil ready, because it's going to be a headache. You're definitely going to have those in the next 7 days, and I'll show you why in just a couple of minutes. Sunny, chilly across the Bluegrass region. Temperatures upper 30s, around 40 degrees. Down south, we'll be above 40, lower 40s expected. It's still well below average, but it's not bad. I mean, you throw some sunshine in there, and it doesn't feel too bad. Over toward the east, southeast, we're in the 30s, maybe squeezing out a 40-degree reading here and there. All in all, I think it's pretty chilly. Up toward the north there for Thursday, zone by zone. This afternoon, we're looking at sunny skies, but still chilly in the 30s. 7-day forecast. I talked about those headaches, sinus headaches. You know how it goes this time of year. We're at 38 today, 59 tomorrow. We were at 75 just, 48 hours ago? It's going to be up and down, up and down. Friday looks great, near 60 degrees. Remember, all these systems coming this time of year are short-lived. If you are heading down, say, to Fort Boonesboro State Park near Richmond, Friday through the weekend, St. Patrick's Day weekend, many events going on. Good events to take your kids out to. We have the parade here starting at 1 p.m. with even festivities going on downtown starting at 10 a.m. So there is a lot going on in your community as well as throughout the weekend. A couple of showers Saturday. Not a big issue. Take off, enjoy. Should feel all right. Sunday, however, I think some rain, mostly rain moves into the region. A little hint of snow. Right now, I'm kind of leaning toward rain, and like we were doing yesterday. We're just
keep leaning.
Keep leaning, my man. Just keep leaning. You get a little snow on the backside Sunday night into Monday morning. Not sure if it's going to be a big issue right now, but however, going into Monday night, St. Patty's Day, looks like any events, going out with friends, whatever it may be, yeah, take off, enjoy.
All right. Sounds good. We'll roll with the changes. Thank you. 6:16 right now, and 3 rare tiger cubs are making their debut at a London zoo.
The 3 cubs were born to a 5-year-old Sumatran tigress named Melody. The triplets and their mother remain in a special enclosure inside the zoo. Aren't they cute? The sex of the cubs is not yet known. The cubs' first moments have been captured on hidden cameras, and zookeepers are monitoring the 3 around the clock.
Yeah, you don't want to disturb them.
No, but they are cute.
They are
Look
cute.
at them.
Yeah, all right.
Cuddling up to mom.
Yeah, there you go. 6:17 our time this morning. Here we are Thursday, rolling toward the weekend, and it's good to have you with us.
Yes, it is. The president wants to change the way employers nationwide handle overtime. Find out what that could mean for workers ahead.
Well, patches of ice this morning. The ice is back on the Circle and on Man of War, so please be extra careful. Cooper and Andover had that situation last night we've been reporting on. It looks like you'll be able to get through there at least okay now. Let's get a look outside, show you what's happening as you head out the door this morning. Live look at Liberty and New Circle. Now back to you in the studio.
The New York U.S. Attorney's Office has opened up a criminal investigation into General Motors. Prosecutors want to determine if there was any criminal wrongdoing on the part of GM stemming from the automaker's faulty ignition switch recall last month. Despite several deadly crashes, GM initially excluded the Saturn Ion from the recall. It was recalled 2 weeks later after it was revealed that 4 other people died in crashes involving 2004 Ions. Today, President Barack Obama is expected to announce changes in overtime rules so that many employers would be required to pay millions more workers for the extra time they put in on the job. The rules are aimed at workers currently designated as supervisory employees like managers, but who are exempt from overtime because they get paid a salary of more than $455 a week. The changes would take effect in the year 2015.
Our end of time this morning is 6:21, a cold start to the day. WKYT this morning on the air with all the latest. We'll be going back live to the scene of a fiery crash in Lexington this morning, where police say the driver narrowly missed crashing into a home. There's been an arrest at that location as well.
Hey everybody, welcome back. I'm meteorologist Micah Harris. You're waking up this morning, clear skies, doesn't look all that bad. However, you go over toward the mountainous regions and also move into the mountainous areas in southeastern Kentucky. We're still seeing some snow, lingering snow. That'll start to wind down here very shortly, so just give it time. Current temperatures, we're in the 20s and even a couple of teens now. And I think Lexington and also Frankfort will finish off right around that 19-degree reading. So the kids heading off to the bus stop, it's going to be a cold one. You better bundle up. And then we hit the afternoon. A lot of sunshine. When the kids are heading home, 36. But that's not when the high is. The high is actually around that 4 to 5 p.m. now. So we're talking right there around 40 degrees for an afternoon high. Pet pick, there we are in Misty. And look, the winds were whipping yesterday.
Peeking out.
Jean said, yeah, they walked in, they couldn't find Misty. They looked under the covers, and there she was. Terrified of the winds howling. And they were howling, that's for sure.
They were.
Misty was not. There's Jean, thank you very much. And Misty, check out sports, see what's going on.
Lafayette starting out last night to the girls' Sweet 16, their first appearance in the state tournament since 1984. The Lady Generals taking on the Scottish of Glasgow. And in the first quarter, it goes inside to a Shawnee Thomas, and Lafayette quickly takes the lead, and they would add to it. The defense stepping up. Dee Gibbons with the steal. The layup, and it's Lafayette by 10, and the lead would grow even more. Glasgow, they are at their best when Bree Glover does this. Drives and finishes. Lafayette still up by double digits, and it was all Lafayette. Gibbons with the three-pointer. The lead is at 16. And the final score, the Lady Generals cruise into the quarterfinals, winning 61-47. Earlier in the afternoon, it was Danville and Shelby Valley. First half, the Admirals go inside. Alvia Walker, big game for her. Walker a game-high 15. Cameron McPherson, love the spunky guard. The three from the wing is no good. But Lakin Gray is there for the putback. Gray with 9, and Danville makes its first tournament appearance ever a winner. 52-48, the opening game of the tournament. It's Henderson County and Ashland. The Kittens trying to make a comeback. Mikasa Robinson finds Shelby Gransbury for 2 of the foul. Ashland down 6 more. Gransbury passes, gets it back, drives, fouled, and 1. And Ashland, they knocked off East Carter last week. Yesterday, they knock off Henderson County 56-48. The Clark County Lady Cardinals back in the Sweet 16, and the Redbirds practicing at Georgetown College a couple of days ago as they acclimate themselves to the college-sized floor. This ball club started slow, but it's not how you start, it's how you finish.
We started out in December, we were about 500, playing okay, but we just hadn't taken the next step. And then, coming around January, we started stringing some wins together and started playing pretty good. We went up to Ashland kind of later on in January or early February and won up there, which they're a very good team and they're going to be in Bowling Green. So I think that kind of sent us on our way.
Butler beat Newport Central Catholic in other first-round action. So today, it's Anderson County and Clark County. We'll have highlights later on tonight. That's a look at sports. Have a great day.